All right, Mr. Jones, I'm going to combine, it's 7:30, so I'm going to combine two questions into one, all right? Does anybody know what our #1 export out of Coryell County is? Besides prisoners? It's our youth. We send them off to college, give them an education, and they don't come back, all right? Now, the second thing is, we're talking about spending money for jail, we're talking about spending my money, your money, taxpayer money. We've got to do that through bonds, through apparently taxes, or increasing revenue to the county. So a little self-serving question that I can't help but ask every cycle. All right, number one, how do you feel if you were elected? What would you do? What would your interaction be with the youth of Coryell County in order to engage them and hopefully get them involved with the process and want to give them a valuable proposition to stay in Coryell County once they're educated? Second part is, what's your thoughts on economic development? How would you, as a commissioner, recommend working with that department? Would you recommend, a budget and continuation of the county's economic development department?
Pretty hot topic, Secretary. The youth in Coryell County, we have some fantastic programs. We have our youth fair, which is held each year. Phenomenal people running that. They could use some more help getting the kids involved in that. There's many things that the kids could be involved in. There's not a whole lot, like in the big city, there's no bowling, there's no theaters, there's nothing for the kids to do. So I think somewhere along the line, we need to get together and come up with a program for the kids. Being in the school district for 16, 17 years, and I've got some teachers that was in the school district with me, kids are pretty close to my heart. So the commissioners to work with whatever form that was constructed to go out and do something with the kids. I think we need to get the community involved, really put the advertisement out, really get some public interest into it. I don't know, a lot of you here remember back in the 90s when we had the drag up and down Main Street, all the way from Grants to Circle K, continuous loop. The kids had nothing else to do but waste the gas. It's very hard to waste gas at the price of it now. I think they do need a program, but it would be up to the commissioners and the community to come up with a program for the kids.
Excellent.
That's a very good question. Because to keep the youth here in the county, you would have to have jobs in this county, and that's one of the biggest things we have a problem with. We have the state out here, and we have the school system, are the two biggest employers in our county at this moment, or in our area. Those are both non-taxable entities, so we can't even tax them. They produce no products to tax, so we don't even get that revenue. I would like to see the students that are college-oriented or would like to go to college. I would love to see that happen for all students and all of our kids in this county. But I'd also like to see more emphasis put on trade school stuff such as welding, electricians, plumbers, because that's something all our kids can do. They can take with them, and there is plenty of need for it right now. There's plenty of plumbers, AC guys, electricians, and they're making more money than doctors. They just have to be willing to get up in the morning and hit it hard, and right now they'd have to leave the county on a lot of it. There is a lot of houses being built in Cole, a lot of building going on around here seems like right at the moment. But they always have to be prepared, like all the men when I was growing up used to leave the county and do carpenter work and electrician work outside the county in Queen and on the other side of Cole. But I would love to get in and work with the Economic Development Board. I know our county does not. There's some counties that hire an economic developer and they pay him X amount of dollars to bring in, and he is paid by what he produces for the county. I would like to look at other counties and see how they have worked to bring jobs into the county, manufacturing jobs that pay well, that people would actually be interested in. But I'd love to get in there and try and do my best to work with whoever we can hire or whoever is willing to step up and serve in the economic development.
So, we want to try to keep our college graduates in our town. So, first thing we have to do is create more business. I mean, there's not a whole lot of business engagement. And I feel that one of the reasons we don't have any new businesses coming in or someone leaving is our internet service. It's terrible. I mean, to me, it'd be the number one thing that we need to look into changing, so we could have business coming here and be able to use our internet. Second thing is, I would work with the Economic Development Board and the Chamber, sit down with them and see if we couldn't figure out what we need to do to bring more jobs so we can keep our college kids in there, or just our younger group. I know we're going to have develop, we need to have a workforce out there that shows that we have the people here for the business. When they do decide to come, we have a workforce for them to come look at. I still feel that for this county to grow, or at least I want to say county, Gatesville to grow, we're going to have to get an internet, with high-speed internet here. Thank you.
I would love to see the younger generation graduate college and come back to Gatesville. I had an opportunity to come home and follow my dad and uncle, and I took it, and I love it. You know, this community has given to me, and I want to be a part of this community. I don't want to go elsewhere. I want it to come back here. So we need to make kids want to come back to their hometown. We need, you know, when I was a kid, if we wanted to do something fun, we had to go to Waco, and we had to go to Temple. To this day, it's still that way. Besides the sports complex and a few high school football games and basketball games and maybe some coach pitch baseball, there's not a whole lot goes on in Houston. So I would love to see something happen. I would love to. I don't have a solve all answer for that because I don't know what it would be that we could put in Gatesville to attract people and make jobs and make the youth want to return to Coryell County. But I would love to see that happen.
I would like to say that talking about our youth, that covers a wide range. The youth of our country are our future. I think that we need to think a little bit about our young kids, our youth fair that we just had. Commissioners put this together, our county puts that together, and watch all these kids come up here. Their parents bring them, they get involved, they do these things, and as they begin to learn, you think, what could a commissioner or what commissioner's court have to do with making youth want to stay here? And as everybody's talked about, there's not a lot that can be kept here, but if we start out by showing our kids and our young people who we are and what we stand for, the important things in life, and I think they're going to get a certain respect for that. That's going to make them want to feel closer to our home and who we are. I've got two sons. One lives in Frisco, one lives here. They both have 2 sons apiece. Both my sons serve in the church as I do. Greg is our youth minister, music minister. My grandsons work in the church. That's a lot of what we do. We talk about raising our kids and bringing our youth up, get them involved in our churches, be supportive of our churches, be supportive of our schools. Remembering that these kids are watching us. These kids are smart. They absolutely know what you're doing without you even realizing it. The things we say, the way we act, the way we react, they pick up on that. They really pay attention to that. We think about how can we bring these kids back and make them want to stay here. We have a great community. We make it even better. We do things that are impressive. We do things to show them we care about them. We can look into possibly there's a million things we can do as far as like when I grew up in Highway at a youth center. All the parents got together and they built a youth center and it was chaperoned by the parents. Had a great time. There are a million things that we could do. If you think about, we're talking about commissioners court, we're talking about the community, we're talking about our youth. Got a grandson that's growing up as a senior this year, going to go off school. He's elected to stay here, live at home, and drive back and forth. So keep that in mind. Thank you.
It's very important to me too. You know, they had the livestock show this last month, and had a big turnout. I'd like to see that. And they have the Boys and Girls School here. I'm glad to see they got that in. And, you know, you see these kids leave and never come back. You know, we need to get a group, I don't know what it would be, some kind of organization together, and figure out what we should do to keep our youth coming back, and our college kids coming back, and have figured out things to do. Like Paul said, you know, if you wanted to go have fun, you had to go to Wakefield or Temple. And like Louis said, you know, we grew up, when I was in high school, we rode up and down town, you know, cruised around our pickups, wasting gas. And, you know, I don't know what the answer is on that really, I mean, but it's something that we definitely need to look into and get some kind of a group together and figure out something for these kids and jobs, you know, for them to come back to do. So that being said, that's how I see that. Thank you.